Hi everyone, this is Norman Koshnak here for Eyes on Cricket with Norman Koshnak in collaboration with Sree Harsha Cricket. Well, the third test at Indore has turned out to be a complete change to the way in which the series was going. Australia have gained ascendancy early on, even after India won the toss and elected to bat first. India never really gained any ascendancy. India, of course, all out for 109 their first innings in Australia, albeit didn't go that much further, got 197, to see them India only getting ahead by some 75 runs, and Australia now knocking it off with only one or two wickets to spare. So they've actually lost. It's amazing. The last time Australia won a test in India was in 2017, some 6 years ago. Of course, we mustn't forget in this test series, Nathon Lyon came to the fore with a 10 for, but 8 in the second and 2 in the first. Amazing situation. Australia now have qualified for the World Test Championship final at the Oval on June 7th. Alternatively, India still need to win the fourth test to be able to also qualify for the World Test Championship final. I'm sure India will come back very strongly at Ahmedabad with both Prime Ministers also in attendance, which will be great. India's strategy somewhat failed. They were probably more expectant of a victory here, and it didn't quite work out. They sent Jadeja earlier on than Sree, which was somewhat of a mistake. And they probably relied on the spinners a bit too much. They could have used more of not particularly, but Siraj, and of course, Umashada, who ended up taking several wickets in the second innings quite successfully. The reality is, they failed also to utilise Axar Patel up the order. Banning him at number 9 is quite a mistake indeed, because he should have batted much higher. He was a sensation in the first test for India. Australia played 3 spinners, of course, with the one main bowler, but they did have a better balance with Cam Green there as the batting all-rounder in the side. But in particular, Pat Cummins' lack of involvement, well, you have to note that Steve Smith was excellent in this test as captain. His fielding changes, his bowling changes, and his general overall tactics were spot on. Certainly, indeed, you have to give credit to Steve Smith, and I think he'll also be there for the fourth test. So effectively, India did use 3 all-rounders and 2 pacers. They could have maybe used another batter, with Sree only bowling 5 overs, although I reckon they should have used him more. Effectively, Australia won the test soundly and deservedly so. They'll go down. It'll now be 2-1 India going into the fourth. We'll see what happens. Australia in the World Test Championship, India yet to make it. This is Norman Koshnak, Eyes on Cricket with Norman Koshnak, in conjunction with Sree Harsha.